Now let's talk about Iran, and this time it's not about the nuclear talks. We're going to talk about Bandar Abbas port blast. One of the main shipping hubs in Iran was taken by a blast. Thousands were injured, many people lost their lives. Now, what were the reasons for this deadly blast and how is Iran dealing with it? We tell you.
Iran's Bandar Abbas port enveloped in smoke after a huge explosion. The incident comes at a time when Iran's top officials were holding nuclear talks with US in Rome. However, no link has been suggested so far between the two events. The explosion hit the Shahid Rajai section of Iran's biggest container hub. The blast was heard several kilometers around. It shattered windows, tore off metal strips from the shipping containers and damaged the goods in them. Rescue workers rushed to the spot. Members of the Iranian Red Crescent Society were seen dropping bags of fire retardant through an aircraft hatch onto the thick smoke. From Saturday to Sunday, fires kept breaking out in different parts of the port, with helicopters and firefighters making non-stop efforts to extinguish them. This was the moment when the flames rapidly spread in the Bandar Abbas port. Russian Emergency Agency released footage showing the Beriev BE-200 amphibious firefighting plane trying to extinguish the large fires. Sporadic fires were fanned by winds and flammable goods in the containers, some releasing toxic emissions. Iran's government says the tragedy that claims 70 lives is most likely because of a human error.
The possibility of sabotage has so far been ruled out. Up to this point, the issue has likely been identified as human error, but we are still refraining from making a definitive statement until investigations are complete.
However, analysts say the deadly explosion could be a case of sabotage.
It is natural that warmongering and extremist tendencies are unable to establish a reasonable agreement between Iran and the United States. It is natural that we should consider these as components that may be sabotage, or the possibility that a force wants to prevent the continuation of the negotiations. And we consider this as an option, but my point is that so far we do not have any clear and specific documents or evidence for this theory.
The blast destroyed key infrastructure at the port, including gantry cranes, warehouses, and storage facilities. While oil refineries and pipelines were spared, the port's cargo handling capacity, 80 million tons annually, including 49 million tons of non-oil goods, was crippled. The port accounts for 55% of Iran's non-oil imports and exports and manages over 85% of Iran's container cargo. Iran's economy, already suffering under years of US sanctions, has been facing greater strain under Trump's pressure campaign. But many believe the blast will not have a lasting impact on the country's economy, as the government tackles vulnerabilities in critical infrastructure.